At the height of his fame, Ant Anstead looked untouchable. Millions recognized his face, trusted his hands, and believed his life was as perfectly restored as the cars he rebuilt on screen. Calm, confident, unshakable, that was the image. But when the cameras stopped rolling and the applause faded, everything began to fall apart. Fame turned into pressure, success turned into isolation, and the man who fixed broken machines found himself facing a collapse no tool could repair. This is the story no one saw coming. Long before Ant Anstead became a global television personality, he lived a life shaped by danger and discipline. At just 20 years old, he joined the Hertfordshire police force in the United Kingdom. This was not a desk job. Ant served as an armed response officer, trained to deal with violent crime, armed suspects, and hostage situations. By the age of 23, he was carrying a firearm daily, stepping into moments where a single decision could mean life or death. He was awarded the Medal of Bravery twice, recognition for courage under extreme pressure. Those years left him with emotional scars, but they also forged an unbreakable calm that would later define his television presence. Despite the security of his police career, Ant's true passion had always been cars. As a teenager, he built his first vehicle by hand and sold it for profit. What fascinated him was not speed, but restoration, the art of taking something broken and giving it life again. At 26, he made a decision that shocked everyone around him. He walked away from the police force. With no money and no workshop, he rented an abandoned barn and agreed to renovate it just to have space to work. He funded his early projects through semi-professional football, playing more than 700 matches in the Ryman League. Slowly, quietly, between 2005 and 2014, he built a reputation in the bespoke car world based purely on skill and integrity. Television found Ant not because he chased fame, but because his work spoke for itself. In 2014, he landed his breakthrough role on For the Love of Cars on Channel 4. Alongside Philip Glenister, Ant restored iconic classics, from Mini Coopers to the Aston Martin DB6, and viewers connected instantly with his authenticity. He wasn't acting, he was living his craft. Soon followed appearances on Building Cars Live with James May and Kate Humble, along with hosting major automotive events across the UK. Everything changed in 2017 when Ant was chosen to replace Ed China on Wheeler Dealers. Alongside Mike Brewer, replacing an icon was never going to be easy. Fans were ruthless. Online criticism poured in, comparing every move Ant made to his predecessor. Ant stayed silent. He later admitted that he felt the pressure daily, knowing he had to earn the audience's trust one episode at a time. Over 3 years, he did exactly that. Under his tenure, Wheeler Dealers expanded its technical depth and reached record audiences across the United States, Europe, and Australia. But success came at a heavy personal cost. Filming schedules were brutal, often stretching 10 to 12 hours a day for weeks at a time. Ant moved permanently to the United States, leaving behind his first wife Louise Story and their 2 children, Emily and Archie, in the United Kingdom. Their marriage had lasted 22 years, from their teenage years into adulthood. Although they separated respectfully, the distance meant Ant missed birthdays, milestones, and moments he could never replace. In interviews, his voice cracked when he spoke about the pain of being a father from thousands of miles away. In 2018, Ant entered a new chapter when he married Christina Hall. At the peak of his American television career, the relationship drew massive attention, especially through their appearances on HGTV shows like Christina on the Coast. In September 2019, their son Hudson was born, symbolizing what many believed was a perfect union of two television stars. But behind the scenes, pressure was building. Fame, work, and constant scrutiny began to erode the foundation of their marriage. In September 2020, Christina Hall announced their separation. Ant was blindsided. He did not deny it, nor did he create drama in the press. Instead, he broke down quietly. Within weeks, he lost 23 pounds. He enrolled in therapy, joined a breakup recovery program, and attended a healing retreat. On social media, his posts reflected exhaustion and heartbreak. He spoke openly about the pain of waking up alone in a house that once echoed with laughter. The emotional collapse soon turned into public conflict. In April 2022, Ant shocked fans by filing for full custody of Hudson. In court documents, he accused Christina of irresponsible parenting, citing incidents such as severe sunburn, COVID-19 exposure, and using their child's image for promotional purposes. Ant believed his son should not be used as a source of income. Christina responded swiftly, accusing Ant of hypocrisy and pointing out that he had also posted images of Hudson. To promote Radford Motors, the dispute spilled onto social media, dividing fans and creating months of heated debate. The situation escalated further when Ant referenced the tragic suicide of Kaylee Posey, the former child star from Toddlers and Tiaras. To highlight the dangers of exploiting children in media, many felt the comparison was extreme, but it forced a broader conversation about reality television and child privacy. After 12 hours of court mediation, Ant and Christina reached a shared custody agreement in November 2022. Christina later announced she would stop posting Hudson online, attempting to reduce public hostility. This entire period played a major role in Ant's decision to leave Wheeler Dealers. When production moved back to the UK in 2020, Ant chose to stay in California to remain close to his young son. He publicly stated that being a father mattered more than any television role. At the height of his career, he walked away from the show that made him globally famous. Ant poured everything into what he believed would be his ultimate legacy. In 2020, alongside Mark Stubbs and Jenson Button, he relaunched Radford Motors, a legendary British car brand from the 1960s. Their vision was to create handcrafted luxury vehicles with modern engineering for elite collectors. The flagship model, the Lotus Radford Type 60-2, was unveiled as a masterpiece. Discovery Channel documented the journey in the series Radford Returns, framing it as Ant's bold comeback after leaving television. At first, everything looked promising. Launch events were polished, interviews were confident, and anticipation was high. But by 2023, problems began surfacing. Customers complained publicly about delayed deliveries despite having paid large deposits. Asian dealers canceled orders. Investors grew impatient. In March 2024, a shareholder filed a lawsuit against Ant and Mark Stubbs, alleging fraud and failure to repay a $2 million debt. Financial transparency was questioned, and Ant's name appeared directly in court documents. In October 2024, Radford Motors filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, admitting it could not meet delivery commitments. Ant remained hopeful, calling it a chance to rebuild. He continued posting factory images and technical drawings to reassure fans. But in May 2025, the company moved to Chapter 7 liquidation. Radford was finished. Parts suppliers confirmed unpaid invoices, and completed cars sat in storage amid legal disputes. The collapse was devastating. Radford was not just a business, it was Ant's answer to life after television. From 2020 to 2024, it defined his identity. Now, it was gone. For the first time, fans saw Ant not only emotionally broken, but publicly and financially exposed. Through the storm, one constant remained: Renee Zellweger. The two met in 2021 during Celebrity IOU Joyride. Unlike Ant's previous relationships, this one was kept private. By 2025, Renee had moved in with Ant and Hudson in San Diego. Friends confirmed she played a key role in stabilizing his life during Radford's collapse. Ant later wrote that she was the only person who truly knew him today. Ant has stepped away from relentless fame. He returned to his roots with Ant Anstead, Born Mechanic, a personal series documenting the restoration of a 500-year-old farm in England for his parents. Funded by rebuilding and selling vintage cars, the project mirrors how his journey began: quiet, hands-on, and honest. The show was renewed for a second season in 2025, signaling not a comeback, but a recalibration. Ant Anstead's journey reminds us that life doesn't break us in one moment, it tests us over time. From danger-filled streets to television fame, from public collapse to quiet rebuilding, he chose to stand back up when everything fell apart. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs hope. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more real stories of strength, loss, and resilience.